It's all 105.1. It is PK, and with me in the studio, I got the one and only Barns Courtney. And dude, welcome back to Louisville. You know, we've just been talking about your past experiences here. It's been kind of a lot of highs, and personally, you've felt it. We'll say.
I've had both. I'm a pendulum betwixt a tear and a smile.
I love it, but we're happy to have you back. You got the show at Headliners tonight. Looking forward to that, and it's such a cool venue with Headliners. Like, you get that kind of intimate crowd, and it's just a fun spot. So it's definitely gonna get wild. I'm looking forward to it. So you got some brand new music now. With Supernatural, which we've been playing here on Alt 105.1, and just happy to have you back with some new music. It's been a hot second. So tell me a little bit about not only the song, but what's coming up.
It's been such a long time. Yeah, it's really nice to be back out on the road. Really missed it.
Yeah.
It was just so bizarre because I went from touring for 5 years solid with maybe like 2 weeks off for Christmas every year, to just like absolutely nothing. And it was me and my guitar player, Agam. Like, we didn't know how bad COVID was going to get, if it was the end of the world. So he was like, I can't go back to Israel, I'm stuck here. And he ended up coming to live with me in my parents' house. So we just spent God, how long did we spend there together? Like 6 months. 6 months.
Wow.
And we're like best friends. So I mean, it was so weird. We just there was such intense pressure just like living in each other's space every single day that we just started having the most ridiculous arguments about nothing. I was like, no, Agam, you idiot. If you fall out of a plane and you shoot a gun at the ground, the bullet goes faster than terminal velocity. And he's like, you're arrogant. You think you know, but you don't know.
I like that is like the level where the arguments reached after 6 months.
Because we love each other. We don't actually have anything to argue about. So. Just had to make shit up.
That's fantastic. But also at the same time, I mean, if you're spending that much time together, I'm sure that was outside of the arguments, like a very creative time, for you to kind of think about things.
We just made a lot of shit. He decided to get fans to send in a bunch of videos and make a song about them. We ended up making some song about seal pups. We never even. It was meant to be funny, but we never even released. We just got bored halfway through. I think we just smoked a lot of weed.
No, I did.
Oh, I've never smoked so much in my entire life. That was prodigious.
I mean, what else is there to do when you're just stuck in home, though?
We did a lot of Assassin's Creed.
There you go. Yeah. And plus there's so many of those and they take forever to beat. So
yeah, it was so good. But then I wish I could just go back in time and do it again, because I felt guilty every day that I was just smoking and playing video games.
Yeah.
I wish I could be like, dude, just relax and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
But I needed that time. I was super burnt out. I'm somebody that loves touring. I adore it. I feel so grateful and lucky to be doing this job and hanging out with my best friends and rolling around in this big living room full of booze.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But it just got to the point where it was just too much of a good thing. And I started to feel like the live shows, I wasn't connecting anymore. I was just kind of going through the motions, and the music, I didn't feel passionate about the music anymore. And I think after that big, long sort of stint of time, I mean, we made an acoustic EP, made a gamut of tunes that I'd already written. So we did a little bit, but I needed that time to kind of come back to myself. And really delve into what I wanted to write about next.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can kind of hear it with Supernatural, and that's a conversation that I've had with a few people where it's you listen to it and it's you can very clearly hear that it's still you, but it still has something that's a little different. And, it feels you definitely feel that in the song that, you wanted to go with something that was, a little more I don't know if true to yourself is the best way to put it, but almost in kind of that vicinity, right?
It's a weird one with my writing, because I never feel like I belong in any particular one space. I write a lot of very different music, and sometimes I wonder if it belongs in the same album together.
Yeah.
But I kind of, just end up. I was talking to the artist LP about it. I was like, I feel like this album is so ADHD. It's got this sort of pop glam songs, Supernatural, and then I've got like sort of Iggy Pop punk songs and like Springsteen sounding songs and like, you know, like indie shoegaze songs. And she was like, Barnes, you are super ADD. So, you know, it's a true expression of your personality.
Yeah.
Maybe it's right.
And also too, I mean, I feel like in today's, kind of mentality of, just how everything goes with kind of genre blending, so to speak. I mean, I don't think that that's really a bad thing. I mean, I think a lot of people are in that same realm where it's like, you don't need to pigeonhole yourself into what you listen to or what you like, as, it seemed to have kind of been for a hot second.
I think my favorite albums are ones that like take you on a journey and kind of live in one soundscape. And then my favorite artists are ones that genre skip from album to album,
Yeah.
But I think the solution for me is I just need to be much more prolific and write a lot more. And then eventually, like, all these random songs will kind of like find little spaces with each other over the course of several records.
Yeah, and you'll be able to kind of thread things together, and it's like, all right, here's the common theme that everything has. But yeah, I mean,
I wanted to write a super aggressive album coming out of the gates just because I felt like it, something like with teeth.
Yeah.
And I did write a couple of songs like that for this record, but then I had, Supernatural sitting around for years and years, and I never think of a chorus for it. And then suddenly the chorus came, like, for this record, and I just couldn't resist putting it out. I was like, I'm not going to leave that one.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you've worked on something for that long and it finally comes together.
I never, like, sit down. I probably should. That Tom Petty thing where you just can, spend morning, noon and night just, like, going around the same chords trying to make it happen. I just tend to put stuff on the back burner. I'll just leave it there and wait until something comes along. That like flash of inspiration. I mean, that can be months or years.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of artists try to do that. So, I mean, it's got to be probably like a lot of like scribbled down notes or things in your phone that you've recorded. I'm sure there's, just backups upon backups of like, I really like this one line, and somehow you work that into something.
It's always like little voice notes at 3 a.m. Always in falsetto.
Yeah, just half asleep, and it's like, you go back and listen, and it's like, all right, maybe not that one.
You forget that you have to sell it to future you.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes, like, I record myself, and I'll be like, okay, bro, like, don't fucking skimp on this. This is good, okay? I know you're not gonna like it because it sounds shitty right now, but fucking work on it, you dick.
Yeah, so just change it up how you need to when you're a little more awake. I'm going back to sleep now.
Well, there's that story about Max Martin, and he woke up at like 2 a.m. and had this song idea, and he almost didn't get out of bed because he was like, I'm so tired. But he forced himself. He gets out of bed and he goes downstairs to his piano and lays this thing out. He's like, oh, this is so not worth it. Like, what am I doing with my life? And then he comes back to his tape recorder like a few weeks later, and it was "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time."
Really?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, some of the best ideas can come at 2 a.m, I guess.
I think most of them do. I think a lot of great ideas.
I mean, hey, wherever the great ideas come from, like, we're all about it. We're looking forward to, hearing some more of the new music that's coming. And like you said, I mean, if it's, kind of all over the place genre wise and different styles, like, it's just going to make it more entertaining. So
yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah. And, are we going to hear any more of the new stuff in the set tonight at Headliners? Outside of Supernatural.
I put a few songs in at the beginning of this tour, but I don't know. I'm always wary of playing songs in the set that are new before they've come out. Because it kind of ruins for the fans the flow of the gig.
Yeah.
The energy of them being able to sing along to tunes that they know.
Yeah.
And I never wanted to be one of those bands that writes a new album and comes out saying, like, right, that's it, I'm only playing the new songs.
Yeah.
I'm not playing any of the hits. I was like, you dick.
I know. Like, I've seen a few bands that have done that, where it's like, we're going to play, like, all these old ones. They're not playing any of the, like, big singles or anything. I'm like, okay, like, it's fine, but it's not what it could be.
You're like, bro, those songs and those people gave you everything you have. So, like, have some respect and play the...
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear your fucking, like, weird funk side project album put together.
Yeah, for sure.
Later in your career when you weren't inspired and you've done too much cocaine.
Well, it does kind of beg the question, and like I like asking artists about this because, obviously when you go and you tour, and especially for, let's, say, all right, headlining set, one of the longest sets that you're going to play. All right. You put all your songs together and it's like, well, we need to play the new song with Supernatural, and you need to play the hits that, have been singles. At some point, you got to stop on your set list. All right. What's the one song that you wish that you could put in, but it always just seems to miss the cusp?
Oh, there's a lot. I think a lot of my more popular songs with my fans are ones that are much slower, and there's some real slow kind of bluesy, guttural, lyrical stuff.
Yeah,
I would love to put in the set, but it just kills the momentum, and I still haven't figured out quite how I'm gonna do that. Maybe I'll sort of, when we get some time to actually get into rehearsals, I'll try and rotate and maybe play a different slow one every night.
Yeah.
So at least we can get through them. But there's songs of mine, I got a song called Sinners that I wrote with Carl Barat from the Libertines. It's one of my favorite songs. It's from the beginning of my career, and I met him for the first time, and he was renting Elton John's old record label office, Rocket Records.
Nice.
And I went up there, and it was just the most stereotypical libertines stepped inside their heads kind of world. There's a pair of rapiers on the wall, and old tattered English flags, and just stacks and stacks of old manuscripts and journals and things. And
so wild.
And we left, and we walked around the British Museum, and looked around all the mummies, and just kind of talked about our ideas and our life experience, and then went back and wrote this tune. So yeah, it's really, really special to me, that one. And I'd love to be able to play it more, but you got to try and build that graph, that upward trajectory with the gigs.
Yeah.
And I love that as well. I love the challenge every night of how can I trick these people into losing their inhibitions,
Yeah.
Because every crowd is so different, and they have such different things that they need.
Yeah. I always find it interesting because when you've seen so many shows before, and it's you kind of want something that's a little unique in that experience. So it does always kind of intrigue me. It's those songs where it's it doesn't quite fit, but I really wish that, we could do it. But
I wish I had time to see more shows. Ironically, being a musician, I don't have much time to watch other bands play.
Yeah.
And, every time that I do, when I have a festival slot, and I get to see somebody like Idols or, Royal Blood or, there's always so much in those sets where I'm well, that's a great idea. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so interesting and so fresh. I'm always taking notes.
Yeah.
And I just wonder, if I had more time to watch my contemporaries, and people, above and below me and whatever stages of their career that they're at, I could steal so much.
I mean, yeah, that's, I guess the blessing and the curse. It's when you're that busy, doing your own stuff, it's good. But yeah, because
you must see so many shows.
Yeah, it's been a lot in my life so far.
I just feel if I could see that many shows, then I could figure out okay, what can I do that's that nobody else is doing?
Yeah.
Or how can I put it together in a way?
Yeah.
'Cause it must make you quite jaded in a way.
A little bit, and I feel that's kind of the cool thing though, is everybody kind of finds their thing, it's when you look back on certain artists, you would see Scott Weiland with the megaphone, doing his thing, or, Nothing More has the bass guitar stand that they go and they're hitting with drumsticks and stuff. Everybody kind of has their own thing that you haven't seen before, but, I feel just being to that many shows and seeing so many different artists and how they work the room and make it unique for themselves. I think that's kind of the special part about shows, at least for me at this point, after having seen so many shows and everything.
Yeah. I mean, I always think about it whenever I play record labable lobbies and shit. I'm just this guy saw fucking David Bowie. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
He's gonna top when he saw U2 in their prime.
Yeah.
Yeah. What exactly? Why is he even here?
Yeah. But it's I think that, from, at least from a perspective for me, where it's when you're used to seeing so many shows and everything, it's you're looking for something a little bit more, and you have to dig deeper than, the average fan at a show who's there. 'Cause, they just love a couple of songs, or the love the artist just as a whole. But it's like there's more to it when you've been to that many, but it's still entertaining. Like, if you didn't love it, you wouldn't go, or you wouldn't be doing it.
Is there anything you've seen that really stands out, like that megaphone thing or anything?
I think, like I said, nothing more. They have a whole rig where they put a bass guitar in, and like all the band members are playing on this bass guitar, doing different things and all that. So, that was pretty rad. The artists that'll go out into the crowd, and the guys from Pop Evil, Lee goes out and stands, on the crowd, and he'll like walk all the way to the soundboard, like as people hold him up and stuff. Like, it's really hard.
How the fuck do these people do it? I
know.
I tried so hard. I was in the crowd. I crowd surf more or less every night, and I was trying to stand up. I've seen people do that shit before, but I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to step on my fans in the correct way.
Yeah, I think one of the cooler things that I've seen though was when Tom Morello was doing a solo show, and so lights go down and everybody's excited. They have stuff going on stage, his backing band and everything's coming out with him and everything, and still dark. And then all of a sudden light comes on right at the soundboard in the back, and Tom is standing there with his guitar and starts playing a solo right in the middle of the crowd.
Wow.
And then, as he's doing that, he kind of carves his way through and then gets up on stage and everything. So small things like that, I mean, are, people are just wowed by it,
It's so important to keep pushing the boundaries and keep trying to think of new. It's so easy to coast, I think, when you get to a certain level in this job.
Yeah.
Because you kind of get into a groove and you work out how to make the show run smoothly. It's very easy just to go through the motions.
Yeah, it's just the constant be like, all right, this is the speech, and insert city, insert date.
You kind of forget that you're up there to play. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean sort of in the sense of you're playing a show. I mean to play like a child.
Mm-hmm.
You forget that you're up there to kind of be free and let loose of your ego.
Yeah.
And enjoy yourself, and kind of it's almost as though people come to shows because they want to be free. They want to be free of their inhibitions and free of their lives for a moment, I suppose.
Yeah.
You're like the sort of shaman. You're the example.
Yeah.
And if you're not genuinely connecting to that childlike sense of play and wonder, then how are they supposed to?
Yeah. It's all about having fun. I mean, for you, for the fan, for everybody, it's about, it's an experience, as opposed to just be oh, I'm going here and I saw this. It's no, you want to experience it, and you want to be part of, that, the world that is being created for that show. So, I always find it fun when, artists can actually do that on stage and bring the people in,
It takes a certain level of Zen mindset, I think, to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to transcend any desire for the show to be good.
Yeah.
You have to transcend any lack of confidence, any fear.
Yeah.
And be willing to take risks, I think, and not be thinking about them as risks in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just being able to be present and think I'm going to go off on a speech for 3 minutes about the hot dog that I ate for lunch because I feel like it, or,
yeah.
I'm going to jump on the drum kit and get the drummer to sing this verse with me while he's playing, and stuff that can go horrendously wrong. It's kind of like that, train that's rolling along the track that sort of could derail at any moment. I think it makes for an exciting show. I mean, God, that's why the Doors were so captivating, right? Because Jim Morrison was, always on acid or something, and you never knew, was it going to be the most amazing show of the year, or was it just going to be an embarrassing, cringe-worthy rolling dumpster fire?
Yeah, but like you said, though, I mean, those surprises almost is that, that's kind of what you want to see as a fan, I would think. I mean, it's if you're just there to hear the song, it's go listen to the record.
Why the fuck?
It's
pay all that money.
Yeah.
To just listen to the song when you could do that at home.
Yeah. That's you want something different.
No shade on bands like Kings of Leon or Alt J, because I think they're amazing. And I actually think they're, if I could touch the hem of their gowns on Mount Immortality, then I'd be doing well. But fuck me, their live shows are so boring. It's like, dude, I can listen to your music, you know, in my headphones. Like, move, or put a light show on or something.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd had the decency to sort of make a bunch of lasers and pigs fly around, you know?
Yeah, you do that. Or like even a band like Tool, where it's like, you know, Maynard's standing in the back, like, you know, not being in front, but like you got the show with like the lights and all that. I mean, it makes a, you know, a difference, I would think. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see, you know, how kind of all that starts to change, you know, with, you know, how just the music industry in general has been going with a lot of artists like that just sit at home, make a song, all of a sudden it blows up, and it's like, okay, well, can you tour on it? Can you be entertaining outside of, you know, just being the person who, you know, sits in, you know, anonymity at, you know, in your bedroom?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, people have a lot of negative stuff to say about TikTokers or, you know, bedroom beat makers, but the thing is, like, it doesn't matter what era of history you're in. It's always hard to be great. And the game is always changing.
Yeah.
The constant is that talent always wins.
Yeah.
And it's the guys that specialize in multiple different fronts, you know, and not only like the creation of the TikToks or the beats in your bedroom, but also the live shows, or like Muse, where you're building your own equipment, you know, or these bands that, you know, like Queen, where everybody's a songwriter and everybody's a singer. You know, there's always going to be glory and a prize for the bands that figure out how to kill it on multiple different fronts.
Yeah, I agree. So we've been talking for a hot second here, and just falling asleep over here with the guitar.
I love how we're so entertaining that everyone in the room is falling asleep.
Yeah, everybody else is falling asleep.
This is probably a good indicator of how your listeners are feeling.
Oh yeah, so we'll cut there, and we'll got the acoustic guitars in here. So
fortune, smile and fade. I haven't seen you much of late. I need you now, I cannot wait. But when I look, you're not around. Never minding what we do, the night's still good for a gram or two. I'll be drinking late with you until the morning comes around. Yeah, I must be good for something. Yeah. Oh, sinners, come down, come gather round. Oh, sinners, come down, yeah. Dancing on cold feet, marching on cobbled streets. Oh, sinners, come down, yeah. Yeah, I must be good for something, yeah. Lions sit in solemn lines, drinking gin and dropping limes, wasting beats of this heart of mine until the morning comes around. Never minding what we do, the night's still good for a gram or two. I'll be drinking late with you until the morning comes around. Yeah, I must be good for something, yeah. Oh, sinners, come down, come gather round. Oh, sinners, come down, yeah. Dancing on cold feet, marching on cobbled streets. Oh, sinners, come down, yeah. Yeah, I must be good for something, yeah. Oh, sinners, come down, come gather round. Have a little fun before they put us in the ground, yeah. Dancing on cold feet, marching on cobbled streets. Oh, sinners, come down, yeah. Yeah, I must be good for something, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fucking hell. All right, I'm glad we got a day off tomorrow. I'm gonna rest my voice. Cold is the valley where I lay my head. Cold is a woman in another man's bed. Down in the forest with the devil in me. I remember the looks on their faces through the sycamore trees. Ain't no chariots of fire come to take me home. I'm lost in the woods and I wander alone. Yeah, hellfire, take my soul. I'm waiting, I'm ready to go. Yeah, mothers, children, lock your doors. I'm waiting, I'm ready to go. Down in an alleyway through a dead-end street, murmuring promises that I just can't keep. We could sing pretty melodies on the unmade bed, slow dancing to a silhouette, 'cause I ain't dead yet. Ain't no chariots of fire come to take me home. I'm lost in the woods and I wander alone. Yeah, hellfire, take my soul. I'm waiting, I'm ready to go. Yeah, mothers, children, lock your doors. I'm waiting, I'm ready to go. Oh, come on, yeah. Hellfire, take my soul. I'm waiting, I'm ready to go. Yeah, mothers, children, lock your doors. I'm waiting, I'm ready to go. Ready? One last time, let you back into my head. Yeah, black and blue, beat up high off everything you said. Oh, Chelsea morning, put the devil in my eyes, where it's not so bad. I can't be mad at white lies. If you want me, let me know. You flip me like a domino. Got your hands all over my body, but you're acting like you don't want me. Yeah, if you want me, let me know. You're terrifying, beautiful, like a thunderbolt through my body. It's enough to make me feel supernatural. God damn it, I feel supernatural. Oh, what a shame, your spirit never left. Possess me like a demon, made to worship at your bed. Oh, yeah, I must be out my mind. Any guys to watch you rise, just one less line. If you want me, let me know. You flip me like a domino. Got your hands all over my body, but you're acting like you don't want me. Yeah, if you want me, let me know. You're terrifying, beautiful, like a thunderbolt through my body. It's enough to make me feel supernatural, supernatural. I feel untouchable, I'm unstoppable, I'm supernatural. Hey, supernatural. I feel untouchable, I'm unstoppable. God damn it, I feel supernatural. I do believe, mercy on me, I'll never leave. Ooh, yeah, I do believe, mercy on me, I'll never leave. Hey, oh, God damn it, it, I feel supernatural, supernatural. I feel untouchable, I'm unstoppable. God damn it, I feel supernatural.